Hey guys, welcome to Traditional Bow Hunting Wilderness Podcast. This is Jason Samkovic. Today we're going to take a minute, we're going to talk about the question that everybody wonders, and that's going to be what is going to happen if you fall with a lineman belt on. Okay, we get this question quite a bit. I make my own custom lineman belts, but it doesn't matter if you're using mine, you're using anyone out there. If you're using a lineman belt around a tree and you slip a step or something happens, what's going to happen to you? I'm going to demonstrate a little bit of it, but I'm not falling. I've done that twice now, and I'm telling you it's no fun whatsoever, and you're going to get hurt. You're going to probably live, and you're probably not going to have any major broken bones, but you are going to probably need some stitches and get hurt. We'll talk about that here. I'm going to explain it to you from over here on a tree where you can kind of see. So if you look over here, I have a stick set up right here. I'm going to kind of go up on here. That's why it's down, you know, the camera angle's all off. I'm doing this myself on a tripod, but I'm going to show you. But I have a stick set up on here. Now what we're going to see, I'm going to demonstrate it to you, then I'll explain to you why. But basically, you have your steps that are on here. These steps are they're the dangerous thing. These are what the issue is going to be. It's going to be these steps here. I'm going to pop it off and show you now, bring it back on. But if you look at this stick, these steps are there. So when you're facing that tree, these steps are here and here and here, and they're right there. Your lineman belt is going to go around the tree and wrap all the way around and come around and be here like this. Well, when you fall, as you slide down that tree, you are going to come in contact with these steps that are on here. You are going to catch your legs, usually your inner thigh or something. You are going to catch your groin, your legs, something on these steps. Your arms, you are going to snag on these steps, and it is going to hurt. It is probably going to cut you up, and it's going to make you bleed. Probably going to need some stitches. Like I said, nothing fun about falling, but this is going to save you. You are going to get hurt, but you will be safe. Let me explain why. So we're going to put this on a tree here and show you. Actually, without it on, first off, if I leave that off, and we just talk about running a lineman belt on here. So if you're running this, there is a right way and a wrong way to run a lineman belt, all right? So first off, understand that the wrong way is to have this thing with a lot of slack where you got all this room. That way, if you do fall, watch what happens to the back of the rope if I slip and fall. Oh. Well, it should, but it would drop and it could slide down that whole thing. There's all that slack there. Okay, you do not want that slack in there because that could let you just slide right down. But you notice how that's already snagging on everything. It's going to bite, but if you got too much slack, it can keep skipping down and you just keep scooting down to the ground. Most likely you will not hit the ground because your stick will hang up, or your rope will end up probably hanging up on your steps that are here. So as you go down and you start to fall and you go, most likely it's going to hook on a step and it's going to stop you and lock you. So it's going to keep you there. But this slack, you do not want to have all of this much slack in there. Now granted, there are times that you need to have a little bit of slack to be able to work your sticks and do things. But you want the least amount of slack as possible, and you also do not want this line down here, okay? This is bad. To have that there is bad. To have it down here even further and be using it like this while I'm doing stuff, that's bad. Even if I'm in tighter, that's still bad. Because if I fall, where that rope is, I'm going to fall a long way before that rope even catches. I'll show you that when I get on here. Let me put the stick on a tree so a lot of this makes sense. So we throw a stick on right here. We'll put it about right there just so you're still on camera kind of thing. We'll set that right there. Throw this around. Lock it on. And we are set. Spin the strap. I always set my sticks too. Just a little tip for you guys on the side. This stick right here is not safe. Okay? See that? Not safe. Not safe. See that? Not safe. I don't care if you strap the stick on there. It's not safe till you set it. Okay? This is you know, a no BS kind of course here. Keep your straps on your sticks level when you start. Lock your stick on the tree tight. Once it's on there, grab the bottom, pull it out, pull down. Lock that stick to that tree. Now, it can't move. It's locked into the tree. Lock them. Okay, see how I did that? Here's where it was. Tighten it up. I'll put it around here so you can see it. Tighten it. Grab the bottom, pull it down. Set that stick. Lock it in so it's in position. That's what I do with every one of them. So now, as I get ready to go up on there, I take my lineman belt, throw it around the tree. I get locked in. So I'm set. Now I'm safe and I'm locked in that tree. Let's say I'm on the bottom stick down here. Is I'm going to set this stick. What I want to do is I want to be in close enough where I can work, but I don't want to be way out here where I have all this slack. Because again, if I were to slip and fall, see what happens with that rope? It goes down with me. You want that rope tight. You need slack to work, but you want that rope in tight. Now if I fall, see, it stays there. It's gonna bite. I don't have enough room for that rope to get too far out there. It's gonna catch me, and it's gonna bite on the tree. It bites. I'm hanging on it. It bites. See, it holds right there on that tree, and it's gonna keep you there if you don't have too much slack. Out here with that slack, I fall, oh, the rope goes with me. So it's important that you keep that rope tight, and you keep that rope above where you are. Not down here, because if it's down here and I fall, from there I got a long way to go even before that rope levels out. Okay, so that's bad. So you want the rope up here and you want it in tight so there's not a lot of slack. For when I'm hanging a stand, I only need this much room. I can take this stick, put it on, do it, and I'm close to it to work, do everything I need, but I also, if I fall, oh, it's staying right there. It's not going anywhere. So just understand that. Number one way to use a lineman rope, a lineman belt, okay? You need to avoid that slack. Now, when I'm up on here, again, having this step right here, if I were to fall, this is probably, the rope is going to stay right there and hold me. But if not, and I were going down, it will probably catch on a stick or a step or something and hold you. Or at the very worst, if you did have too much slack in it, this would bite, smash you into the tree, kick out a little, bite, smash you in the tree, kick out, do this on its way down. It will slow you enough to, by the time you get to the bottom of the tree, you don't have any speed where you're going to break bones. That's the key. We're trying to prevent you from having a broken back, being paralyzed for life, in a wheelchair for life, or dead. So it will stop that. Not to mention, as you start falling, there will be all these sticks in front of you that you will naturally grab onto and hold yourself and stop that process. Okay? So there's a lot of advantages to it. But there's also a lot of myths. I hear people say, well, use a tether, use this, you got to have a lifeline, you got to use double lineman belts, you got to have all this stuff. If you want to, do it, but you don't need to. This is going to do its job, but it's going to hurt if you bite it. There's just no two ways around it. I don't care if you're using double lineman belts, it's going to hurt if you bite it. I don't care if you're using a safety line attached to a tree, like people do with these, like they'll take this line here. Some of them even make it a tether line specifically for it. But so if I were to take this, and I were to set this here, throw it up on here like this and lock it, and I was going to run that and say, okay, see, now I'm safe. If I fall, I'm good. Okay, maybe, but I still have that much slack that I can fall right here. Now, when I go to step up here, and I come up on this first step, and I go up, and I'm here, and I'm right here, look at how much room that I have that I could fall now. And then I get to reposition this, okay? So I reposition this, I put this up higher, and I keep right on inchworming my way up. That's fine, but notice that every time I step up a step, I got more slack. If I were to fall with this, with or without this, these sticks are going to rip me apart to shreds. As I fall and come down, and I bit it, and I slipped this step right here, that step went out. Actually, I can't show you because this knee can't support me yet with that meniscus tear. So we're going to imagine that went out. If I go down, I am going to snag here and get ripped. This lineman belt's holding me right now. That's what's actually holding me. I'm not even to that yet. Let me pop that off out of there for demonstration purposes. So if I were to fall, see, it's already caught my shirt. Look, it's got my shirt. That would have been my stomach. Then it would have been my arm over here. This leg would have pushed me away from the tree. You know, you would get ripped up and chewed up by this. And look at how far I am. I'm already back on the ground, and I still haven't hit that spot yet. A tether is not a bad idea. This is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. It's not a replacement for a lineman belt. It's not. This is still the fastest way to lock you to that tree and keep you from moving far. The distance that you fall down a tree is where the damage comes. This and this will prevent you from hitting the ground. And even in the worst case scenario that you left way too much slack out here and you screwed up and you bit it and that went down, it's going to slow your fall enough as it snags on the way down a tree to the point where when you hit the ground, you're not hitting with enough force to break your spine. Okay, break your neck, to die. It's going to protect you from that. You will be hurt. Okay, using this in a fall, you will be hurt. What is going to hurt you? These. This is the damage part. Okay, these are what's going to rip you to shreds and tear you up. Understand it. So we're going to take that back off in a second, but knowing this, so you get up on your stick, you climb up in here, you get set, snug up your lineman belts like it should be right there. I'm going to disconnect this on here. We're going to put this back just so I don't have all this stuff running all over everywhere. And I will show you the rest of it. For that, we're going to tie that off. Actually, I'm going to leave that loose because I'm going to show you something with that in a minute. But, so anyway, so that's what you do. You don't want any more slack in here than what you have to do. You understand that if you bite it and you slip, these steps are going to rip you up. Keep that slack in there, keep it up on this angle. So if you do fall, it is going to bite and hold you. Down here, very dangerous. That's like all that slack you had in there. If I fall with that on that angle, I have like a 3-foot drop before I even contact the tree, because of this being here is going to let me pivot and fall before my body comes in contact down there. So having this here, much, much safer. You want that angle with it. It's going to protect you and keep you safe. If there are branches on this tree or anything like that or not, even better. That is going to hold me even more. I chose this tree on purpose to show you that it still bites. See, it's still staying. I'm not letting go, I promise you, because I know what's going to happen if I smash into these sticks. It's not fun. So, but that will hold you and keep you safe and keep you from coming down. That is the purpose of that lineman belt and what it's supposed to do. But it is not going to be a pleasant experience. Now, when you are climbing, as you're going up, what do you do when you have a branch that's in a way that you have to get around? People talk about running double lineman belts. I don't understand the concept. You have another security feature right here on your back. So when you're up on here, I should have just stayed up there. Again, I'm fighting a torn knee in my right knee, so I got to be careful here. So let's say that I'm hanging here and I'm getting ready to put on another stick or hang my stand. And let's just say that this bow hook that's sitting right here, this is a branch sticking out, and I cannot get my lineman belt by there. If I disconnect my lineman belt, bring it up and over and around that stick and reconnect myself, that's a dangerous move because I have actually been disconnected. I had to disconnect to get around it. And often it's not just that, it's a disconnect, step up a step and reconnect. So it would be something like this. Now keep in mind I'm right on the ground. Disconnect, the branch is here, come up, oh that hurt, over the branch, and then a reconnect like this. That is how that's usually done, okay? That whole process is a horrible thing to be doing. You do not want to have to do that because of the fact, hang on, can't put any pressure on that leg yet. There we go. You do not want to do that because what happens is not only are you disconnected from the tree, you're also running the risk of something catastrophic happening to you, like slipping a step, which is your most common problem. Slip a step, the strap breaks, step fails, your boots are muddy, whatever the case is, that's usually what happens. The 2 times I've bit it has been because of slipping a step, where you're on the step, all of a sudden your foot just goes whoop, and it's off, just like that. That's what you want to avoid. But if you're trying to get around a branch and you're disconnected, there's a lot of movement happening in there that can cause major problems for you. You don't want to have those problems. So instead, with your lineman belt here, if you run a double lineman belt, yeah, you can throw the other one over here, but it seems like a lot of work to have to do that for the branches that you encounter occasionally. Not all trees have branches. And not to carry another lineman belt, I have this right here, which I'm going to connect when I'm up in a tree. This is my safety line right here. I take this, where that branch is, I throw this up and around a tree, like this, and I just fling it up high, and I attach it, and I lock it, and now I am actually connected to that tree and safe. I have that safety strap on. Now I can disconnect my lineman belt, step up and over that branch, and I am still connected with this one right here. It's keeping me safe. If I were to fall, I have this safety feature. Once I step up over that branch, and then I reconnect, and I put my lineman belt back on so that I'm safe, now I can just disconnect this one right here. I can either retie it or I can just leave it loose because I'm going to connect it once I get up the tree anyway. Or if there's other branches, I can have that right there. So you don't need to run 2 lineman belts. You have your safety line right here, which works as a tether line for you when you have to get around branches. So that basically explains how this lifeline is going to, or lineman belt's going to save you on there. But to reiterate, this bad, okay? That much slack. If I were to fall, that thing is going just like that, straight down the tree. Not going to do nothing for you. Keep your slack in tight. If you fall, it doesn't go anywhere. It can't fall. You can't get away from it. It's keeping you safe. It's the beauty of having an adjustable lineman belt. The one I use, the one I make, I'll put a link at the end of the video for you. But it shows you I got total control. I can come out as far as I want, slack-wise, whatever I want to do. Or I can simply pull myself in and stop anywhere I want to be because I have that one-handed adjustability with that ascender unit. It's the whole reason I came up with this concept 20 years ago, because I hated dealing with two hands on a Prusik knot. This one-handed adjustability anywhere I want to be, brings me in, brings me out. So it works fantastic. So that's your lineman belt. That's what you want to keep you safe. That's what's going to happen if you fall with one of these on. So I'm going to reframe the camera here and come in and finish this up for you. Okay. So now we got the camera reset in here. So we've talked about this lineman belt. Like I said, you can get them with a Prusik knot. You can run them like I do with that ascender unit, which allows you total flexibility on there. I will link a video at the end of this that shows you the details of how to make this. And it also includes links to where you can get all this. But this video is not a sales pitch or pitch for this or anything like that. We're simply talking about what would happen and what to expect if you were to fall. So what is the safest way to climb a tree? What about a tether? A tether is a fantastic thing, a lifeline that you hang. The problem with the lifeline is that in order to hang it to begin with, you have to get up the tree. To get up the tree, you need something to keep you safe. That's where your lineman belt comes in to get you safe up there. You are going to encounter branches on the way. That is where your safety line here will help get you around those branches safely and keep you safe while you're readjusting your lineman belt. And then once you get up there, you tie on with this one, or you can hang your lifeline if you're going to leave a stand, whatever you want to do. The most important factor to keep you safe, the number one thing to keep you safe when you are climbing up and down trees is going to be a 3-point of contact, okay? Most of us have 2 arms and 2 legs. As long as 3 points at all given times are connected to that tree, you're most likely going to be safe. I said I've bit it twice slipping steps. I can't tell you how many times I've slipped steps. Probably close to 50 times. But by having 3 points of contact, it was just and I caught myself and I was okay. Let me demonstrate here. So on your stick right here, I have 3 steps. One here, and one here, okay? Now 3 points of contact would be for me to have a hand wrapped around this bar right here, or on this step, right here, and a foot here, okay? That is 3 points of contact. Now when if I were to climb up to go to this step, then what I would do is I would hold these 3 points of contact here, usually this way, because if I got my hand on here, I can't get my foot there. It's a mistake a lot of people make. But if I have my hand here and my hand on here, when I climb that, I can climb up to that step. Now only this hand that's behind a tree is released. I have 3 points there. I can grab here with this hand, okay? My lineman belt is on. I can adjust my lineman belt with this hand. That lineman belt is positioned. Now I'm free to actually lean back and do whatever I want to do. So say that I'm in that position, but we're up on top of that step right now. So I'm in this position up there, like this. I have that lineman belt wrapped around that tree, like this. I'm going to lower this stick a little bit because it's a little too high for that kind of a demonstration here. So I'm going to bring it down to touch. So I am on this stick right here. So now I'm there and I'm just getting ready to say I got this stick hung right here. So I'm in this position. I want to have 2 points of contact here and a point of contact here. Only move one limb at a time. So if I were to climb up higher, I swing that foot up and I step on there. I don't know how to do this without getting out of camera, but with your hands, only move one hand at a time, only move 1 foot at a time. Okay, that's the best way to explain it. That way, if I'm here and I were to go to step up on this next step and all of a sudden this foot slipped, and it slips off, I still have this whole stick. I'm holding on to it. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be able to hold my weight. Plus my lineman belt is there and is in the correct position like this, but if I were to bite it and slip off of that, not only will the lineman belt hold me, but I have my hands 2 points of contact. If I am standing on this step and on the other step, say I'm on another one, and I go to reach up here like this, and all of a sudden this foot slips off, I am still holding with this hand, this foot is still on that other step, and I have the tree here. 3 points of contact every single time. Never remove one limb or take one hand or foot off unless the other 3 are attached to that tree safely, securely, and holding you. It's the number one piece of advice I can give you. It's the number one thing that's going to actually keep you safe. And above everything else, like I said, falling with a lineman belt, you are going to get hurt. This stick is going to make your life miserable. I don't care who makes it. I don't care what the rungs look like. I don't care if they're smooth. I don't care if they're strap-on steps. I don't care what it is. It's going to beat you up and piss you off really bad. So that's going to be the issue. Sorry, I'm sweating like crazy. It's 94 degrees and high humidity right now. So you gotta, like I said, falling with a lineman belt, not fun. Falling with a tether, not fun. Falling with a lifeline, not fun. Falling at all, not fun. but it will keep you safe. This will keep you from being paralyzed, dead, or broken back or broken neck and the rest of your life ruined. You'll most likely come out of it with a few stitches, not too bad, a trip to the ER room to get patched up, but you will live to hunt another day. That is the beauty of a lineman belt. That is the beauty of a tether. That is the beauty of all of it, to keep you safe. But don't think for a second that it's going to be easy, painless, and it's not going to hurt. The only way to prevent that from happening, 3 points of contact all the time as you climb. Safest method you could do it. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.